Ain't no jack, you wasn't kicking.
Queen trigger. The queen trigger, yeah. Oh, I got something nice.
There you go, brother.
Holy cow, I got something real nice. Well, if you clicked on this video, it's because you wanted to see this queen triggerfish that we caught. To explain briefly, we had kind of a slow day fishing, went to look for some deep drop stuff. That didn't pan out. We tried wahoo fishing for a little bit. That didn't pan out. So we made a quick stop before heading home to catch some bottom fish and kind of save the day. And the bottom fishing was pretty slow, but we did catch a couple neat fish, couple different species, and caught that really big queen triggerfish, which kind of saved the day. Really cool fish to catch, and got to try one for the first time. We caught that one in that commercial video that you've maybe seen before, but I had not gotten to try one because obviously that fish that we caught on the commercial day got sold. So I was kind of curious to try this fish and see how it compared to a regular gray triggerfish, which most people that bottom fish have probably eaten before.
I saw a little did.
Yeah, getting bites.
A little bump. It was a did.
Some sort of hit.
Now! Oh, you tried just get some.
Yeah, we got him.
Yeah! We got something, Logan.
Hard to say what it could be. There's a lot of things it could be.
Really?
Oh yeah. Out here?
Like what?
I don't know. We'll have to wait and see.
All right.
Is it a... Oh, it's a trigger. Nice.
Trigger?
Yeah.
It's a big trigger.
It's a nice trigger.
How big we talk? A decent.
Nice one.
That's nice.
That's a very nice trigger.
Yeah. What do we do with this one?
We're going to put him in the box.
Okay. All right, skunk off the boat, baby. Do we just keep going again?
Yeah, put some more bait on there and let it go. If we're still... Are we still marking?
No, not marking. Well, yeah, we're marking now.
How about I put fish on the other side away from the bait?
Yeah, it works.
Yeah. Get him. Got him.
I got him.
I bet you got a triggerfish.
Is it trigger?
I don't know. He's kicking. He's pulling different.
You get a little more out of it.
It's not a trigger. Ooh, I've been on the... Oh, I'm getting a bite now.
Yeah, he's got... There we go. He's got something big. What you think?
I don't know. Hopefully it's not a giant sand tile, because if it is, we got to move. Ooh, is he long? Yeah, it's big old sand tile.
Long and skinny. That's a big sand tile, though. Yeah. All right, some goodies down there now, Joe. Nothing yet, Joe? Yeah, these are good marks now. Yeah. I'm gonna check. Yeah. Oh, you're hooked up, right?
Yep.
No?
Yeah, I don't think this one's a sand tile. Oh, look. That gannet wants to go catch him.
That's funny.
Look, he's going.
That's funny.
That's not good.
That's a trigger.
He better leave it
He
alone.
won't eat that, would he?
Oh, it's a porgy. Look, he tried. Look at that.
Porgy?
Yeah, nice porgy. Real nice porgy.
Oh, you just faked me out. Look at that bird.
I've never seen a gannet hang out with a boat like this. I wonder if something's wrong with him.
I think he knows we got some food for him.
What'd you get, Joe?
Nada.
Lost it?
Yeah, I lost it.
There we go.
This time?
Yep. Feels good.
Yeah. How's that feel?
Does not feel like a sand tile. But I've said that before. Okay, he's not shaking anymore, which is not the best. It's a sand tile.
Stuff right on the bottom.
A little bit on the bottom, but yeah, nothing great. Got something on the jig. It's not very big. Probably gonna be something weird. Squirrelfish.
That's ugly.
I think this gannet's about to try to get him. And I'm gonna let him try. Hey, gannet.
I need another hook.
Hey, gannet.
You took my hook. Was that a beeliner?
That gannet's dumb as a box of rocks.
He could have eaten that.
Yeah, and he didn't even try. Oh, now he's going. Nope, gave up. Yeah, there's something wrong with him. Yeah, I got a sand tile.
Sandy. Oh, I got you. There you go.
That's not a sand tile. Trigger porgy.
No, porgy. What's one of them illegal porgy?
No, it's not. It's an in-season porgy. He is correct.
There it is. About to level up. Why don't we switch, Logan?
What are these?
Oh, look at that sand,
I don't even know what these are.
What is that? Sand perch.
I don't know what they are.
Sand bass?
No, that's not a sand. That is not a sand bass. I don't know what he is, but he's definitely not a sand bass. Whoa, look at the manta ray. Check him out. No cobias.
Where?
Right there. Filter feed. I don't know what those little fish are. I've never seen them.
Oh, fish are. Yeah? Yeah.
What you got there?
That's big. Something with some stuff. Nothing. That's big. Something with some
Is that just on your
What do you think it is there, Cap?
red snapper maybe? Almaco jack maybe?
I'm gonna say jack. It was smack on the line, so I'm gonna say jack. Come on. Come to pop. Ain't no jack, it wasn't kicking.
Queen trigger. It's a queen trigger, yeah.
That, yeah!
Here, wait, we don't, we don't,
baby.
hey, you don't have him yet.
Yeah, I do. Wow.
There you go. Yeah. Awesome. Did you hit a mark? We should probably fish through there again.
Nice job. Oh my gosh, my golly. Well done.
That's a big one.
Hell yeah. All right, that's the first new species of the year for me.
Oh, I got something nice.
There you go, brother.
Holy cow, I got something real
Yeah, you
nice.
got another one. Switch over to Joe's side.
I don't know what I got. I got something big.
Pulling on you though.
Yeah. I might have a shark.
Yeah.
I don't know what I got.
Okay.
Got something pretty big, and my hooks are not very big.
Okay.
This might be a while.
Got hands free? Yeah. Take a picture of this, of course.
This? No, he doesn't feel like a shark.
No.
I just don't want to put too much heat on him because I don't have big hooks. I'm hoping I got like 2 hooks in his
What's your
face.
braid number?
Did we mark that spot?
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you think braid is?
My braid's 50. I mean, it's just gonna take a minute for him to get tired. It's probably a jack. Grab that gaff if you don't mind, because depending on what it is, it might just be an Almaco jack. It's kind of looking like a jack.
Looks too long to be a grouper. Oh god, there's something. I think you got that citation.
There's Jack's chasing him. Ooh, he's got your line real bad. He's got. I didn't know your line was still down. Yeah. Yeah. Here's your AJs.
That's a big AJ.
Yeah, he's not small either. Don't crank actually, because you just cranked him towards you.
Okay.
Oh.
Ooh, yeah, rape donkey.
Yeah.
Is he kicking you that hard?
Well, I just didn't want to pull hard because I have a 3/0 octopus hook on there.
I got you. Gotcha. Hold on.
Here, hold on. Somebody come help me get this other line off there. You need to probably come to the other side of me. I'm just gonna hold on to this fish.
Okay.
I don't want him to hurt anybody.
Okay. You want the hooker?
No.
You got him?
Yeah, hold on.
That hook away from your feet.
Yeah.
You want a picture of it or something?
No.
You hard to see him? He's right there.
Yeah, I literally killed that thing. Oh, he sees it. Let's see what he does. Bam!
Hey, you got something. That's gonna be tough to eat.
I bet not for him. It's not that big of a sand tile. Yeah, look, it'll go right down. Gone.
Wow. Really?
Yep.
About to crank your tunes up now.
All right, that's fine. I'm just gonna use this potentially for a thumbnail.
There we go.
Oh, 9 and a half.
9 and a quarter, 9.5, 9.5.
9.5. It's bouncing, but yeah, it looks like over 9 to me.
Yeah, definitely. That's super.
It's a big triggerfish. So here we have the queen trigger. I think it weighed 9.1 pounds or something close to that officially back on land. I am starting to cut it up here. I've never cleaned a triggerfish of this size. Pretty dang big triggerfish. And I'm really taking my time because this is, you know, we just caught a couple triggers that day and wanted to make sure that the prized large trigger was taken care of well, and didn't have a ton of fish to clean anyway, so it wasn't a big deal to take my time. You can see this sucker has some pretty serious skin, but that is how all triggerfish are, and I'm sure there was a better knife or sharper knife I could use. We had an electric knife, which would also be good, but since I'm doing one nice triggerfish and not 20, 30 triggerfish, I'm not really worried about speed, just trying to make sure I really do a good job on this fish. But yeah, pretty standard fillet job here. It's just going to trace all the way around and then cut the meat to separate it from his backbone. And then I'm going to look up on the inside of the fish up by the collar to see what's going on up there. I've never actually looked at that in a triggerfish, but I've always heard people talk about a lot more meat being on a trigger than what you get just from filleting the fish normally. And now I've traced around that fish, and so I'm going to peel the skin right here back on the top of his back and slice down following that backbone, pretty much like you would do any other fish. You'll see I'll go down below his spine right there and then get right up to here. Those pin bones were quite a problem for me because this is just such a big triggerfish. Normally it's not really an issue to cut through those, but you can see I'm really struggling with those pin bones because they're very big. They're the size of a rib bone on a normal fish, which is pretty hard to cut through. And then once I got through those pin bones, I'm just being careful to not pierce any guts and get that all over the fillet. And this belly skin here is very tough to cut through. The scales on this fish were pretty serious. Triggerfish are tough, but a 9-pound triggerfish, really tough. Pretty much did the same thing on the other side, but kept that little piece of meat right around his pin bones that I missed on the other side. Was able to correct my mistake and popped this fillet off here, and there we have both the sides, and all I got to do is separate it from the skin and then go look for that meat up in the collar that I was talking about. So I was surprised by how much meat there was up here in this collar area, but if you don't have a 9-pound triggerfish, I don't really think it's worth your time to get it, but it was kind of neat just to try it out because I'd never done it before, and on a big fish, it's a great way to learn because you're going to have a little more room for error. The most interesting part about this collar piece to me was that there's a really big bone. You see I'm running my thumb along it right there, and you'll see my knife obviously stops. So I cut one piece on the front side of that bone, and then the much larger piece was on the back side of that bone. But that bone is extremely strong. It is a big old piece of bone coming through that fish's face right there. So I grabbed that piece on the front, and then you'll see I go back down behind that bone to get this piece that I would say you could more refer to as a collar as opposed to the front side. I guess would maybe be his cheek. I don't really know. But all it has is that little bit of, I guess it's a stomach lining right there, and I sliced that off, and then you're pretty much good to go. Just a piece of meat, no bones in it. Pretty neat. And the angler, Captain Logan, who caught the fish, he was kind enough to let me take a piece of this triggerfish home so that I could try it out. I just took the front half of that fillet right there, and that was all I needed. And then he just wanted, I think, one of the cheeks to try, and so I took the other pieces. And I'm just cleaning up that back half of the fillet a little bit, pulling that muscle that controls one of their fins off of there, and we are good to go. Okay, so you've probably already heard me say this part, but had a fairly slow day bottom fishing, and I didn't think I was going to get to make a video out of it just because we didn't catch that much, but we caught a queen triggerfish, which kind of saved the day and let me know that I was going to be able to make a video. And this right here is a piece of it. This is the front half of one of the fillets. It's a really thick piece. The triggerfish weighed over 9 pounds. I've probably already said that part too in the video, but I'm going to go ahead and trim this up so you can feel these pin bones right here, like every fish has, right on the bloodline. I'm going to go right on the edge of those. Cut that. Probably unnecessary, but I'll trim a little bit more of this red stuff. Honestly, on your fish like a grouper or a snapper, trimming this red stuff, I don't know how necessary it is, but easy enough to do, so I went ahead and did that. And I guess I'll knock some of this stuff off from this side, but again, probably probably not necessary. So yeah, this here is a little bit of membrane. I think part of that might be from that muscle that they use to move their dorsal fin that they use to swim. This would obviously be from the dorsal on his back, but there's one piece. That'll be the main piece that I'm really rocking with. And then just to not waste it, I'll grab that. This, you can see, I mean, I could probably eat more of this. There's probably, you know, an inch, half an inch or so of stuff that I missed, but you can see that's where that bloodline is, and this has these really big pin bones running through it, so I don't feel bad discarding that piece. This here, you'll also see in the video, actually came from the collar of the fish, which is kind of unusual to be able to get a collar out of a triggerfish, I think, unless you cook it whole, but since this was a really big fish, I was able to get a pretty sizable piece. And then these, I guess, are cheeks, but you've already seen where they came from. I don't know if you could quite consider it a cheek or not, but it came from the front half of the fish. So there we go. We got a couple pieces that I guess I'll cook these up too, or I honestly might wait on those. I don't know, but that's mostly what I'm rocking with right now. Tried to fix my lighting a little bit. Still gonna have a shadow right here, but hope you can bear with me on that. I have a pretty tired bell pepper here, but should be okay since I'm gonna cook it. It's been hanging out in my fridge for a little longer than it should have been. This is one of my favorite ways to do grouper. Super simple, super easy. Okay, got our pepper sliced up. I'm gonna nick some bad spots off of it. Not the prettiest pepper in the world, but just gonna cut him up. Probably ought to turn this on. Just gonna dice this pepper up. Gonna be pretty simple, just gonna use one seasoning. Pretty big fan of the Everglades stuff. You can put it on anything and it's not overpowering, but really good seasoning. And I'm gonna cheat a little bit. This is probably gonna make everything taste better, but I have some duck fat from some mallards I shot. Keep that in the fridge because that is a delight to cook with. Looks just like a cheek, but the place that it came from didn't look like a cheek. And then the large piece here. Okay, all that is seasoned. Not going crazy on the seasoning. Gonna get started with this duck fat. Usually how I do this, start with my peppers, let them cook a little bit. Once they've had a few minutes, then I'll add my fish in. I have no idea what to tell you on cook time for any of this stuff because I just kind of keep an eye on it and listen to how it's sizzling to know how fast it's cooking. And for temperature, I don't know. The flame is that big. I'll probably make the flame a little smaller, and that's when I know I'm using the right temperature. Right now the skillet's still heating up, so a bit bigger flame. Probably don't need that much, but why not? I got a lot of it. But now what I'm going to do is just kind of scoot these peppers off to the side, let them cook a little longer. But I'm going to go ahead and start with that bad boy. Yeah, I'll go ahead and flip it. Gonna have to flip it again a couple times and cook it at a lower heat for a little bit just to get it to cook all the way through because this piece is so thick, but that is part of it. Pull my peppers off real quick. Those are probably done enough. Wow, yeah, this is a really hefty piece of fish, so it's gonna probably be kind of challenging to get it to cook all the way through, but low heat will just take some time. So I definitely misjudged the thickness of this piece of triggerfish. They're literally pretty, but it's still raw in the middle. So I'm gonna try some of these cheeks real quick. Actually, let's do one cheek and one collar. Alright, I'm gonna pull this cheek off. It's probably done, but I'm gonna give it a minute to cool off, and that's gonna be the first piece of the queen trigger that I try. Let's see if I can tell anything about this piece. I think that might be done. Yeah, that looks done. I'm actually gonna go ahead and pull this giant hunk off, let it rest. I'm sure it's still going to cook for a little while longer while I let it rest, but you can see that's a solid 1.25 inches at least thick. Pretty big piece of fish. Let's see if I got that cheek cooked all the way through. Yeah, that looks pretty good. We'll see though. See, it's got like a little bit of some type of sinewy tendon something or another. And I'm gonna spin this camera around so you can watch me while I eat it, because I think that's what people want to see in these catch, clean, and cooks. But there we go, big ol' hunk of triggerfish, 9-pound triggerfish. I'm not gonna lie, I tried a piece of the cheek and it was good, but I'm gonna try to get a piece of this here. This is that. Yeah, you see it's got really big flakes. As expected, almost looks like a piece of grouper. Then you could probably make that pass for grouper. But anyway, here we go. Got the queen trigger. I think it's probably cooled off enough that I'll be able to tell what it tastes like. I'm kind of expecting that it's just gonna be like normal triggerfish, just a firm, mild white meat. That's my best guess, but we'll see. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's been a while since I've eaten gray trigger, so I couldn't tell you exactly, but it was definitely firm, really good flavor, just a firm white fish, kind of like all the rest of them. It's not the same as grouper. It definitely had to chew on it for a little more than grouper. Not that it's bad. It's great fish. Grouper, I guess, melts in your mouth a little more than this triggerfish does, but yeah, that's really good fish. Definitely gonna eat the rest of it. Yeah, that's really good. So I will, now the reason that I cook this stuff like this with the pepper is because typically when I take a bite, that's how I'm taking a bite. I'm putting a piece of pepper and a piece of fish together. Very good combo and super easy because I was feeling pretty lazy, didn't want to do anything too serious for dinner. But I tried the first couple pieces without the pepper, obviously, because I wanted to see what the fish tastes like. But there we go.